And we're back with another episode of the Pals Podcast. I'm your co-host, Danielle Galarno.
And I'm Ricky Liordi.
How are you, Ricky?
I'm honestly fantastic. I'm actually fantastic.
And why are you fantastic?
Because Toronto United Pickleball Club just won the first ever Canadian National Pickleball League Championships. And in celebration of that, we actually had our pal Georgie back on the podcast for the first time in probably about 6 months, give or take.
Yeah, maybe even longer.
Since February, I think.
Yeah.
So yeah, about 6-7 months. First time he's been on in a while.
It's crazy.
So it's crazy to think. So for those of you who don't know, Georgie is one of my best friends, also one of Danielle's best friends, and Danielle's best friend's fiance. Also the starter of the Pals. Me and George started it back in 2020 for those new listeners. And George is the co-owner of Toronto United Pickleball Club with myself.
Tongue twister.
Yeah, really a big tongue twister there. I've been talking too much today. That's why I'm too excited. But me and George and I own Toronto United Pickleball Club. And our team just celebrated a massive, massive win this weekend. Danielle was in attendance. Our family was in attendance. And it was overall a really exciting weekend for us. It was
so fun to watch. And I feel like because we talk about pickleball all the time, like when we're together, that it was fun to see you guys and how happy you guys were and how invested you guys are in it. And then the outcome was amazing. Your players are amazing. And just the whole tournament itself was just so cool to watch. And I'm so sad I missed the other ones now.
Yeah, it was.
I'm never missing a tournament.
Yeah, it was an amazing weekend from start to finish. The players played amazing. Obviously we get more into it during the episode, so I won't say too much. But probably one of the proudest, happiest moments of my life, honestly, truly.
Yeah, and you should be proud. I think your dad said it best because he was just so cute yesterday, and he was just so proud of you. And he's I'm shaking. And it was just so nice to see and how genuinely happy you guys were. And someone actually made a comment to you being and I know you smile a lot. You are you always have a smile on your face, but he goes, "Oh, I've never I didn't realize you could smile that big and talk at the same time." And truly that's how your face was. You were literally beaming when you were speaking.
Yeah, it was just one of those days. It was one of those weekends, and all the hard work that we put in throughout the year, George, myself, and the whole team, it came together very well, and I couldn't be happier with this group, honestly, truly.
I was so scared. I had no doubt that you guys were gonna not win. I knew you guys were gonna win. I just had this really good feeling. But if you guys did lose, I was going to cancel podcast today. I was just so scared to see you just because I know how
I wouldn't have been that mad because you know what? We gave it all. We would have finished in second. Then
but I knew out of everyone, you and Hannah would have been the hardest. She would have been the hardest on herself, and you would have just been proud of them, but just disappointed. And I was just so scared.
And I'm just so happy for obviously all the players, but then even Hannah, she's never won a national championship.
And now she just did.
Now she has the first ever Canadian National Pickleball League Championship. So without further ado, let's jump into it.
And let's fucking go.
You're not alright. I'm not alright. I like to drink and smoke to take away the pain.
Low. No, it has not really a good fact or anything actually even really thought out. I was just thinking you guys recording here, in theory with the pickleball team starting, if we just carried the studio for another couple months or whatever, we would have had it it would have been our pickleball head office.
Yeah, but we also don't need a pickleball head office.
No, well we do. We need one that's an office, one desk, and a court.
Yeah, we need the court. That's what we need, and we're gonna get one.
Yeah, according to your dad, he's building building an arena in his backyard. in the middle of or it was Saturday. It was probably early on. It was Saturday. He's hey, how big is it? Can you build a bubble next to the house? And I was thinking I picture a golf dome, a golf bubble, those inflatable ones. But I'd be so sick if you guys built one.
Frank keeps telling, he's literally just Ricky, you just gotta find a venue. Just find a venue. I'm Dad, I literally work for you 10 hours a day. You know that, right? I'm at the office, our office, every day, Monday to Friday for 10 hours a day. He's yeah, but you can figure it out. I was so you want me to just quit metrics and just go do pickleball full time? He's no, you can do both. I was okay.
Okay, I have a question because Becca actually asked me this. Do you think there will come a point where this pickleball team could possibly be your full-time job? Like, not saying you would choose it over like.
Me and Becca talked about this yesterday.
But like, do you think it would grow big enough that it either would have to have like you or I or both running it, or hire somebody like full-time general manager to run it? Like, could it be a full organization kind of thing?
Yeah, I think not within the next 3 years, but in that 3 to 5 year span, yeah, I think so.
Becca asked me yesterday, and I was thinking about it.
I 100% believe so.
Yeah, 'cause you guys have to hire us. And we're going to quit our jobs. No, I'm going to work for Lisa and Fab. I won't quit, I promise.
In trouble.
No, but I generally think, like, even next year, we'll need someone, like, part-time.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? Just for, like, content and socials and all the marketing stuff. Like, think about this weekend, we did literally 0 marketing stuff.
Well, we got the content at least.
We got it, but again, we didn't. What we did in Edmonton, like we had the laptops there.
Edmonton, the splits are easier, but the finals, I just couldn't. You don't want to.
You're just in it.
Yeah,
you're in
That's
it.
why you need someone. That's like the point to go and do it for you, because you guys can't be doing it all.
No,
yeah, 100%.
And especially like as it grows and like keeps going.
Well, and again, we have, as non-pickleball coaches and owners and whatever we are, we have one job: is to make sure the team's happy. And make sure the team's vibing, and make sure everyone's got what they need. When they need water, we go get waters. Whenever, okay, what are we doing? What's the plan? Where are we going for lunch? Like, we just need to be there to answer those questions. Literally, that's our job.
But you guys are also very involved in like a good way.
Did a good job.
We are the MVPs of that.
We are very good at figuring out food, where we're going to go to eat. Like, I drove Hannah to get special coffees every morning because Hannah can't go to Starbucks.
Plat the brat.
But again, whatever it takes to keep our players
you
happy,
have to. That's all we have to do. We're like, I was even saying, we were talking about last night at the bar or something. I think we were talking with like the girls from like the West Coast teams that came out, or I think it was them or somebody, whatever. Maybe the guys from the league, and we were saying like our job's easy because we also like our team coaches themselves. Like we don't need to hire. I don't think we'll ever need to hire. Maybe not ever, but right now we don't need a coach because we have some of the best players in Canada. Like I give credit to everybody, but like Mark, I was even saying to him like, he just knows the sport so well, and like he taught me how to hit a ball properly in 4 minutes when we were at Ricky's house. But like he observes the game, so he'll give pointers to like when he's playing with Carolina, or he'll say something, Matt, I saw this, and then Matt will give it. Like they just give each other ideas, and no one's like, oh, you're wrong, or you don't know what you're talking about. Like they coach each other. And it makes our job easy. We just sit there and yell cliche coaching. He's like, Ricky, no one comes into our barn. No one comes in. Oh, God. How many times I heard that? I was like, Rick, shut up.
No, the best was even Steve Bozak. Like, whose house?
Oh, that guy's hilarious.
No, but honestly, George is so right. It's like, because even Dan, this weekend, Dan was great.
Yeah.
Dan would chime in with little things. He'd warm up warm up the players. When our mixed 2 got off and women's are going on, Carolina's taking a break, he would warm up Hannah. It was those little things that you had, like having the extra bodies there to do those little things is so good. And then people, we need our towel, and like people lose their towels. Okay, we just run and go grab one quickly. Like, those little things where the players don't need to leave and go do that, and then trip over those stupid signs on the side of the court and like all those random things. And that's what we do, and that's what our job is, and we do our job very well.
Yeah. Bring that energy.
Did you notice how everyone who when they thanked us today in like the big group chat, everyone said like they mentioned the off court presence, like we were the best team on court and off court, and like that's what our job was.
Yeah, but even last night, okay, it's obviously it's easy to like look at a win and we celebrate and go to the bars and like hop around King Street and dinners and whatever. But like everyone said that yesterday, Hannah's parents, Matt's parents, like. It's just everybody in the league, like they're just like, what you guys are doing is different. Even the other players, again, I won't name names, but like the other teams that came out and showed up, they said like, you guys, like what you're doing is like nobody's doing it. I mean, yeah, we won't go down that road, but like like you said, our job is to make them happy, take all the stress off, so they focus on the court. They're the talent, and it's like it's so interesting because like I was trying to say, when you're sports fans, you like listen to like you hear contract disputes and contract negotiations, players with owners, like the divide, whatever. As business owners, you always look at like my view has always been like, typically I agree that the talent speaks for itself. Talent should be paid, all that stuff. But you also see the business side of things. So you're like, when a contract holder, all these different things that happen among sports, you tend to gravitate towards like, how would this make me feel as a business owner? But now that we are a pro sports team owner, I can kind of see like both sides of it, because you're like, I'm like, I want our players to be the best and feel the best. And like, so like you kind of like feel for them. So when they're going through something, you want to take care of them. When they need something, you run and do it for them, right? And you kind of disregard what's this going to cost. Is it this? Is it that? It's like, that's irrelevant. You want to have the best team and you want to win. And like, anyways, I guess it's a long way of saying like, I can see both sides now. And yeah, like that's all I think we cared about is just making sure that our players were happy. And I think we can safely say that they were very happy. And I think that Yeah, we did a pretty
And
good
for
job.
everyone listening who doesn't know, Ricky and George's pickleball team won the Canadian Championships yesterday.
First ever.
Yeah.
So congratulations, guys.
George, I was actually going to ask you this. What game were you most nervous for?
That team we played in the Prairie.
No, like any specific game with the Prairie game?
The Prairie Pronghorns, because I just felt like we had to, if we got that was our first game, day 2.
Yeah.
So that one made me nervous because in my head,
Well, that's
Mind
the
you,
whole day.
mind you, like I fucking didn't fully understand the double elimination. I thought I did, but I thought that like so winning the first one is stressful because like you don't want to come in hot 6-1 from Edmonton and like we lose to the Brewers. That would suck. Also, I have my thoughts on on some players on that team, but we'll reserve those thoughts. Or not, I should say some players, should say a player. But that one I was a little bit nervous for because the first game. But then once you got past that, I'm like, hey, like everything's good. They got the nerves out because our team did look, our team was aware too. They played a little nervous. They didn't play it themselves. And then but the first game on Sunday against the Prairie Pronghorns, I think they're a really good team. And I was nervous. I'm like, if we lose this, man, it's an uphill battle the rest of the day. You have a lot of games to go. So beating them, I was like, okay, I feel much, much, much better now. And I think that like, even if you go to the next game and you maybe lose, I didn't think we were going to lose, but if maybe you lose that one, if something happens, then like you still have a chance. But we win and beat Wolverines with game 2, right? Beat the Wolverines, and I'm like, yeah, we're going to beat them
I'm
again.
just so happy you guys actually like beat the Pronghorns in that first game and that they weren't in the finals. I liked watching your guys' team play against the Wolverines more.
I generally like the
Like
Wolverines.
as a fan, I liked watching
Yeah.
the Wolverines play over the Pronghorns, but that's just
They're I will say, like, and I said this to Angie yesterday at the thing, like they nothing against any other team, but I always found that when we played them or when I'd see them on the court before the match, they were like the most I don't know if the word is like respectful competitors, but they were like they're clearly fierce competitors. But like before the game, what's his name? I always forget his name.
Joel.
Yeah, walked up to us. Good luck, good
Yeah,
luck.
yeah.
No other team does that. Like they walked up, we said good luck, like shook hands, and then you go in the court, you're like your enemies, you want to beat each other, but yeah, they are always respectful and they're super talented. And I want to ask you what do you were nervous
Well, no,
for,
but to build on that, did you see the one call that we hit one? It was like on the baseline on their end. Joel called it out and Haddo corrected it.
Yeah.
Or
We
vice
actually,
versa,
but we also did that. Like Carolina did that once, or no?
Yeah, and then
Hannah and
corrected.
somebody.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Hannah and Carolina did. So like that to me is like that's how you know you're playing a good team.
Well, you also played for high stakes, right? It's
And-
easy.
and-
It's easy to say, you know what?
It was out. Yeah,
it was out.
No, and again, we were winning those matches. It's not like we were losing. Like we were winning, and for them to call it as we're winning is big. Joel and Haddo, like I texted them last night. I was like, hey guys, or I DM'd them on Instagram. I'm like, hey guys, like if you're still around, like we'd love to host you as well. Like you guys, they are two of my favorite men, like pairs. Actually, they're probably my favorite pair. Actually, out of all the other men in the league,
They're really good.
I think they're just great players and they're just really nice guys. Like every time I talk to them, they're always like really respectful. We're like, oh, so like one of them messaged me after the Sherway event, Haddo. He's like, yo, great event. That's really cool. Like, congrats that you did that. That's really good for the sport. And then Joel just like, I generally like cheering for Joel.
Is he the one that played against Hannah and Matt?
Joel,
no.
Haddo and Angie.
Carolina and Mark the last game. As he actually the last point went to his feet. Like,
Oh, okay.
So I gotta give him a shout out. I didn't watch obviously all the games, but I did watch a lot of them. If he made that play where he laid out fully horizontal towards his bench, like obviously I wanted to win, so I was happy to make it in the moment. But as a fan now of this sport, I wish he made a play there on that ball because that would have been on highlight reels. Like that honestly would have had a chance to go viral. That was an unbelievable athletic effort. He's
He's a big boy
He's
too.
a big guy, super talented.
No,
Anyways, what? Go ahead, sorry.
No, I was just saying, you're gonna ask me the question.
I'm new to this. I haven't done this in a while.
No, you're gonna ask me the question.
I'm just in my head remembering. I'm like, I was always bad at asking Ricky the same question, so I always ask
No, I was
Ricky
gonna
what he
answer.
asked.
I was gonna answer anyways.
Yeah, what were you nervous for?
The game I was most nervous for was the Pronghorns as well, just because that's the only team. Well, we beat the Rollers twice, but we weren't realistically gonna play them again. The Pronghorns were the only teams we beat twice, and we were the favorite to beat. Like going into that match, we were the favorite in that. Just like not on paper, but in the building. Anyone who watched Edmonton, anyone who was around knew that we were the favorite to beat them. That's what made me nervous.
Didn't we go to tiebreaker with them?
We went to
Yeah.
tiebreak with them once in Guelph without Mark,
Yeah.
and we didn't have Mark. They didn't have Brad.
Who did we tiebreak? Did we tiebreak?
Did you tie break
We
them
tied-
yesterday?
Yeah,
the
okay, yeah.
Pronghorns, right? So and during the match, like they looked really strong.
They came in hot.
They looked really strong, and
Did we lose the first game of that one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
We started women's and we lost, I think.
Yeah,
No, we won women's.
No,
We
they
didn't.
lost women's.
Guys, listen, I'm 100% sure. I don't need to debate this. We won women's. Women's went undefeated yesterday. We led with women's because they chose women's, because even the coach said to me, I was like, good. We wanted to start
I had
women's.
the game that we were down and the girls came back down
they
like
came
6
back.
points, something like
Yeah,
that.
and they came back. We were down like 4. There was like 13.
You're right. Sorry.
The girls went 3-0 in the black skirts yesterday.
For some reason, I feel like we played more games than we did yesterday.
Played 3.
Yeah, I know. For some reason, I pictured in my head a 4th game for some reason, which is weird. I know, like, actually, we only played the Wolverines twice in the Pronghorn Prairies, but I thought we had another game for some reason.
Because we swept everything.
Yeah. No, you're right.
The Pronghorns,
because I thought,
there was a lot of pickleball yesterday.
Yeah.
A lot of teams played a lot more games than we did, so it worked out for us, especially with Matt Kalmoto and his concussion.
We literally went undefeated this weekend.
We're on an 8-game win streak.
Yeah.
So the problem
and I don't have to preface this because I know our team is not going to get I'm not saying something is not true. Like, our team is all incredible players, but Matt Kawamoto is a freak of nature, and he's played with post-concussion syndrome, and like, that guy, I've said to him repeatedly that, and this is a message to the rest of the league. That guy helped win it, and was basically like our leader on and off the court. Helped us win it again with post-concussion syndrome. If he comes back next year and he's 100% healthy, like, look out, everybody.
So you know what I was thinking? Actually?
Look out.
So I was talking to Angie last night at the bar, and I said, I'm like, I think Matt's the best player in Canada, and she goes, I agree. And then she stops and she goes, ooh, Deacon. And I was like, I've seen Deacon play on PPA stuff, and maybe it's because I'm watching Matt play with people that I think he's better than, and then when Deacon plays in PPA, he, like, obviously he doesn't win, but he's still, like, Deacon's arguably the best player in Canada. I want to see Deacon and Chapman, who won nationals, versus Mark and Matt. I would love to see them square up. So, like, maybe next year we got to send them out to wherever nationals is next. No, we got to send them out to nationals.
Oh, yeah.
Mark and Matt together, because I really think that when they both play their game, they're unbeatable.
Look, I give a Mark shout out to Mark. The last game, like, he played. I think he played really well.
Do you know what I love about Mark? Mark doesn't let one bad game determine his day.
Yeah,
like, Mark played really bad.
He's really, really good headspace.
And he's very self-aware. He's not in denial. He came out the first game, I think the first day.
He played like shit.
And he came up to me, and, like, I said this to him yesterday, because we're also, like, new at this, right? It's running a team is different. It's kind of like running a company, but it's also not, because, like, in the business world, like, you know, you might not have, like, you have different role players, right? You're on a pro sports team. Everyone believes they're the best. Everyone has egos. Everyone has a sense of, like, confidence, and that's not a bad thing. But you have to, like, figure out, how do I talk to this person versus how to talk to that person. So you're trying to figure out how everyone will be receptive to what you say, and you don't even really know, even though we know this player really well. And, like, I saw Mark the first day, and usually I try to, like, if someone's not playing well, I'm like, hey, come on, let's relax, it's fine. But for some reason, I didn't even want to say anything to him. Like, I looked at him and I was like, and I said, how do you think you're doing? He's like, oh, I'm playing like shit. I'm like, okay, cool. Or I think I said it after the match. He's like, yeah, I played awful. I'm like, okay, cool. Like, I didn't want to say anything. I don't think you needed it. I think you knew. He's like, oh, believe me, I knew. And he goes, just like I was, don't worry, I'd figure it out. I'm like, good. I didn't, because what am I going to tell him to? Like, first of all, but, like, even to try to motivate him, he's someone who can pick himself up. He doesn't get down on himself. Love that.
So, again, to build on that, you know what you said, like, it's different than the business setting. A lot of times, let's say for your business, let's say your sales team's not doing, you're not winning new bids or something. You can literally go out there and try and get new work, try and get new bids. Like, you can literally go out and do that. In this, there's literally nothing we can do.
Oh, zero.
There's outside from bringing energy and go get food and refills waters and keeping people's spirits high, there's literally nothing we can do. There's no strategy we can provide that will be better than what their own strategy is. There's no lesson we can give them. There's literally nothing we can do. That's why it's, like, such a hard thing.
Life lessons. Motivational lessons.
Yeah, motivational. But, like, again, that's part of, like, cheering them up, high spirits and that stuff. Because it's so hard when you're just there. I'm like, Hannah has a bad game. And it's like, I wish I even knew what to really correct about her, because she had a couple drives into that. I'm like, okay, I think she needs to use her legs more. But I'm not going to go and tell Hannah, use your legs more. Because maybe it wasn't her legs. Maybe it was, like, the angle of her paddle or the stroke or the backswing. There's so many different things that I just don't know, right?
I have a question for you. So you know a lot of sports, there's debates, right? Like, what sport is coaching relevant and not relevant? Like, I always hear it on, like, PTI, Will Bond and Cordes talking about, I think, like, what coaches have an impact, or anybody on the bench, right? And I guess it varies sport to sport. Do you think pickleball, if, like, let's say you were an expert, let's say you knew as much as Matt or Mark, like, you were that good. Do you think you could have influence on the game by providing input? Like, do you think that there's, you know what I mean?
I think so.
I think so.
Yeah, okay.
It's like tennis.
So I think, and I actually think it's more than tennis, to be honest, because in pickleball, think about how much input Mark and Matt provided.
Too, and you can control the ball more.
Just look at how many times. So I was talking to my uncle about this today. We were talking about how Mark took over almost 80% of that final court or one of the courts. And I'm like, he does it strategically. He's like, yeah, but he leaves his side open. It's like, that's the point. He leaves his side open, so they bring it back to his side, so he gets back on his side with the ball, because that's what you want.
Yeah.
You want your player on his or her side with the ball. So he would strategically take over, dink it back with the hopes that they'll dink it back to this side so that Mark can go play on his side. Once he gets back on his side, they have to go, and then he can hit it.
Yeah.
Like, they set up their shots so much. Like, how many times did we see shots set up where we looked at each other like, that was nice.
Matt had a few that like I could kind of again, 'cause I don't know the game well enough yet, but I could understand what he's saying a little bit, and like you would see something like Ricky. I remember one of them, and I think it was the finals or maybe semis. He set a shot up like in the middle, and you could actually see it happening in real time. It was crazy. Like, he set it up, it came back, and he just powered it through the middle or split them both or something. And Rick, like, as soon as it happened, Rick's like, you saw that, right? I'm like, yeah, I actually did see it. It's so
Wild.
cool.
I want to ask,
And like, think about how fast, everyone plays so fast, but like Matt, how quick his reactions are. Half the time I can't see him hit the shot.
what about in that final play, in the game-winning point, Mark's defense?
Oh, lights out!
That was
I've watched the highlight. I've watched it many times.
Wild. You
Yeah.
gotta go on YouTube and just watch all the players, like, after we win. Like, there's like 5 minutes before anything happens where everyone's just like running around just so happy. It's really cool.
I haven't watched the whole thing yet. I want to watch that clip. I'm gonna go back probably like maybe tomorrow or something and watch like the whole final game.
I want to ask both of you, what win do you think was the most exciting? Like, the obvious answer is the championship, but again, is that your answer?
No, I have my answer.
The tie break against the Prairie Pronghorns, I think was cool, because I love, like, I get nervous tie break, but I also don't with our team. Like, they're so good at individuals.
Okay, what about you?
I think it was after. Is it just like even like us? Like, what do you call them? Sets?
Gender.
Yeah,
Gender doubles.
No, you mean like a match, a game?
Yeah, like a game.
Oh, I thought you said sex.
No.
You're saying sets.
Sets. I
Set.
heard that. Yeah.
Is it called a set?
So each individual game,
Yeah.
and then 4 games equal a match.
Okay, so the third game, so the championship game, but Matt and Mark played after that win.
No, the third was Hannah and Matt.
Second game, yeah.
They went up 2-0 with Matt and Mark.
No, I'm saying the third match of the day.
Oh, so the first game against the Wolverines.
Second, no.
Sorry, the third. So the finals.
The finals.
Okay.
But Matt and Mark after they won.
That was game two.
The game two.
Yeah.
Game 2 of that thing.
Guys.
That was insane. Everyone was just like on a high and like just so happy.
When we went up 2-0, I was like, it's done. I actually felt like I was a lot calmer when up 2-0. 100%.
Obviously.
Well, yeah.
No, like I
You're
was
up 2-0, and even if we did happen to lose the next 2, we still have the tiebreaker, and then if we lost that, we still have mixed.
I know, but
So
I wasn't worried, because I'm like, I think I feel like if they were down for some reason, were we ever down 0-1 in the day, or? No, because we started women's, they went undefeated, and then we started mixed one. We started one is mixed.
We were down the first day against the Brewers. We were down 1-0.
Cool.
And then we won 3 straight. My biggest win.
How many games what was our record on the weekend?
So 3 wins plus 3 wins, so 5-3.
Okay, so 3 losses. So 3-1 first one.
Then we went 3-2. So, sorry, we're 6-3.
6-3.
Then we went 3-1. So it's 9-4. And then we went 3-1. 12-5.
Wow.
Yeah. So my biggest win, the one that got me the most fired up, was the first game against the Wolverines and what became the semifinals. And the reason is because of all the drama.
Say again, first game?
The first match against the first match we played against the Wolverines, and it's just because of everything that happened. And like looking back, we changed the rules. So Danny, maybe I explained to you a little bit last night. So we changed the rules in Edmonton. Mm-hmm. The league rules got changed because of our team and Matt Kawamoto in Edmonton. The rules read, if a player's pulled for injury, he's done for the tournament.
So you can't go back in.
So you can't go back in. We all spoke, and Steve Deacon, because we were playing the Wolverines the first day on Sunday, we spoke. I'm like, if Matt's okay to play, are you okay with him playing? He's like, yeah, of course. Like, we want this, right? That's what we agreed upon, and we changed the rules in Edmonton. So now, fast forward to the finals. In the semifinals, you have this girl go down. We all saw it. It was that, like, you all knew what happened. And she tried to get up, and she like fell instantly. Now, the commissioner came up to us like, hey, would you be okay? Like, these are the rules. You guys would win by forfeit. But are you okay that they forfeit this game, but not the match, and you play out the men's doubles? I immediately, like, we looked at each other. We said yes because that's the right thing to do, and we've changed the rules before in our favor. Now let's pay it back and play.
Mm-hmm.
Hannah and Carolina were both not having it. They were both like, no, absolutely not. You can't change the rules. Blah 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 blah. And from their perspective, I get it. You can't change the rules. The rules are the rules. Like, there's big money on the line, big stakes. The way I looked at it is like, we are the better team, and I wanted to win that match so bad because I knew if we won that match fair and square, like we should have. And having taken that women's doubles was huge.
You guys were dominating that game.
That's why I was like, I know if we take that, we will win the championship and we'll win it fair and square just as we were, because we're the better team.
Yeah, you also don't want like an asterisk. Like go to the finals.
I don't want people thinking, oh, if our full team was there, we would have won. Well, you had a chance. You came back. Okay, did Atsuko get injured? But Sarah McInnes played well. She held her own. Sarah held her own. Is she Vicky or Atsuko? No, but again, that it happens.
But in fairness, too, the Wolverines also changed their team from tournament to tournament. So like,
no, they changed from the tournaments to the finals. Yeah,
right,
just once.
Yeah. So but that's what I mean. But they made a sub and they had another sub. So like at the end of the day,
my thing is we didn't go 2-2 against them in the finals, and we didn't go 2-2 against them in the semifinals. We won 3-1 straight up both times. So even if you would insert that person, worst case, you go 2-2.
Mm-hmm.
Worst case, because we beat the men straight up and we beat their mix too. So that's why that win was so big, and like I wanted to win that so bad just because I knew we were the better team. I knew we got screwed in Edmonton because of all the shit with Matthew Kawamoto, and like everyone was like pulling me in 5 different places, and like we were up 14-11 when Rob came up to me to tell me that Matt's concussion, you had to play, like, and then I didn't watch the rest of the game because you're trying to deal with Matt. Like, we should have called the medical timeout. We should have done, and it bothered me because I'm like, that was our game. We should have won 7-0. I knew we were going to do it, and I knew we were better than them.
Happy we lost that game. I'm actually happy we lost to Edmonton.
Well, it made the revenge. So
I just like, yeah, listen, this is like a kind of like cliches or like fan speak or whatever, but I genuinely feel that because like if we went undefeated, I said this to you yesterday already, it's like being like the Patriots and going like to undefeated to the Super Bowl. Like it's just like you might have this sense of like, oh, we really are, and like you can believe we're the best, but there's still some unfinished business to really prove you're the best. And like not only did we beat them once, we beat them twice, and they were the number 1 or number 2 team technically.
Yeah, number one.
Number 1.
Well, no, they were 2.
2. Rush was number 1.
Rush was number 1.
Not according to the CNPL website.
According to the CNPL website, Rush was number 1. Danny's just wrong on so many levels.
I am actually not wrong. I looked at this yesterday.
Danny, I have a question for you while you're looking that up.
Yep.
How did you feel as a fan watching that and like
Nervous, sweating.
Great question, George.
Yeah, but like overall
stressful.
So that's what you felt like.
But unbelievable.
And
like
what's
it's
your
so much
yeah,
fun.
Like, tell me everything about the league. You think about the league? What do you think about like what pickleball's a sport? Like the experience, everything.
Way more. It was way better than I expected, to be honest. But obviously, I think the league itself has a bit of kinks that I think they can work out. But again, it's first year.
Yeah.
But watching the actual sport and seeing, and I don't know if this is just because like Toronto United had so many fans, but it really helped with the atmosphere. Like watching, I think it was right before the finals, we watched Wolverine against Pronghorns, and it was just like I turned around, I'm like, it's so quiet and just like, I don't know, it was a bit
Except
eerie.
for Joel's
like,
family was there. Joel's family was
yeah,
there.
but it's still just like just having that many fans and so many people so involved. It just like you get just as involved, and it's like if you guys lost, it's like you feel that pain almost, but you won, and then like everyone was just so happy.
It felt like a real pro sport.
It felt
yesterday.
like it felt like you're not just watching.
Not yesterday, sorry, the whole weekend
for us. Like even our first game,
but
the Brewers.
But I think even if you're a player, regardless of whose team you're on, having people in the stands to watch that, like you feel like you're playing, like you're like, oh, I'm like, because think about it, like pickleball just started getting big. You're typically playing, unless you're going to the PPA or ML, like sorry, you're not going to the MLP if you're here, but you're going to PPA or APP tournaments, or like you're going to the local, like whatever regionals, whatever.
Nowhere near this.
But you know what I mean though, like how many fans are going out?
That's the biggest crowd a lot of them have ever played in front of.
That's what I mean. Like even though it's not their fans, they're on the court like, oh, I'm playing in a legit league. So it just fuels like, oh, I want to stay in this league. I want to keep playing. I want to feel this. Oh, I got to get fans out to our game so we see what this is like. And it just like I think it just shows that
it just felt like a real, like you're actually going to see like a professional team play.
Yeah.
And I'm really excited to see like how that will grow in the years. Just if the sport of like if it's evolving, like imagine playing in front of like a tennis crowd, like you know what I mean?
Well, I saw.
Yeah, like what if you played like
that's
it's
insane.
It's gonna take time.
It's gonna take time for that, but
where you feel like Coca-Cola Coliseum, but like that's not far fetched. That in like 7 years time,
yeah.
like CNPL finals at Coca-Cola Coliseum.
Once
like
it's an Olympic sport, too, you gotta remember how many more like young people start playing. But I saw this highlight today from a badminton match, and it was a crazy highlight. One of the craziest badminton rallies I've ever seen in my entire life. And they were playing in an arena with.
How many badminton rallies have you seen in your life?
I see like the things on Instagram, right? Like you say as you're scrolling, right? Like I see a lot of like squash and badminton just because of pickleball and padel. But they were playing in an arena. This was obviously somewhere in Asia, I think, because it was. Well, I don't know. I shouldn't say that, but they were playing in an arena with at least like 4,000 or 5,000 people minimum.
4 or 5.
Yeah, 1,000.
Oh,
like they after that, like they zoomed out and they showed everyone clap. You know, like it was like a Coca-Cola Coliseum, maybe smaller, maybe bigger, but in and around that range. It looked really cool. I'm like, if badminton can be doing this, there's no reason pickleball can't be.
I have a couple questions. First, I think one big thing that will help the sport is that if it actually makes it to the Olympics.
Yeah.
Sorry. But if it makes it to the Olympics, I think then everyone watches the Olympics. Like when you watch it, like I don't watch curling ever, but do I watch it in the Olympics? Yes.
100%.
So it's like you get involved, so people are going to see it and they're going to realize how exciting it is.
Yep.
And on top of that too, because I people are just becoming aware that like, oh, my kid's school put it in. Oh, the community center took out the tennis courts. The gym took out the tennis courts. Like people are probably aware, but they're like, you're not just gonna. If you don't know it, you might not walk up and like, let me play this new sport, right? Yeah. Especially when you're older. But again, you see it in the Olympics, like, oh, this is actually kind of interesting. Like,
yeah.
You know.
So like the more exposure. So this is actually probably more for you. Do you like inside or outside more?
I like outside way more. It's so like
I was gonna ask Hannah yesterday, but I completely forgot.
When I played in Arizona, it's like a big facility in Mesa. And there's probably about 40 courts there. But then they have championship court, which is underneath like a kind of a big gazebo basically. So it's still open, but it's covered. And that was cool. Like I didn't have tickets to go in there to sit in there, but I kind of like snuck in on the side area. And that was really cool. Just like watching that and like that's championship court. That'd be really cool to see the people play. They'd probably fit, I don't know, 400 people, maybe 5. It was, yeah, probably 500 people, give or take. If that one that we had fit 200, this one in Mesa probably fit 500-ish. And that was really cool. So I think outdoor is cool because it also adds the home side advantage. So us in our games, picking sides meant nothing. It literally meant nothing. Because picking sides, there's no real advantage on each side. Well, playing with the sun and the wind is a huge thing. Like there's a big highlight. You'll see Annalie Waters and her mom. Like one of their last matches they played together as a pair. I think like the other team kept lobbing the ball up and the sun was like right there where the lob was. And Anna Waters, the mom, kept like almost like lost it mid-match. It was like that's on sports like blah 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 going off. And you're like, hey, that is. We have to play on this side too. You have to play on that side. You should have done it to us, kind of thing, right?
Just not to hijack is one thing that I personally, I appreciate people having respect for each other. The one thing I hate about the sport of pickleball is there's too much like niceness and too much like, oh, you can't do that. Yeah, you can do whatever you want. You want to win? Fucking lob it in the sun every single point.
100%.
Like it's not. It's you play the factors. Like like that's like saying like again. It's like if a player's, and it's hypocritical because like the strategy in pickleball is to put the ball to the weakest player on doubles, right? For the most part. Yep. So you're already taking an advantage by going to the weak person. If you don't want so why can't I take an advantage of using the elements? Like why?
Carolina was lobbing the ball over Pam Clark, who isn't as agile as some of the other women.
Yeah.
Because of that was a strategy.
She's a limitation. Yeah. So why not?
That and I agree with that. And I said this to someone when they apologized. Maybe it might have been in Edmonton. I said if a hockey player hits the puck, it hits a player's stomach and goes in. Do they apologize? No, they celebrate because you scored. If it hits someone in the face or if you hit someone really hard, like in and around the face, because people have lost eyes playing pickleball, I get that. Apologize if you hit them in the face. Other than that, if you hit the net and it trickles over, don't apologize. Take the point.
Yeah, that's part of the game. Like
I hate that.
Like I'm saying, sorry, I hit an incredibly lucky shot.
Yeah,
my bad.
Yeah, I just think there's two sides. Because I think yesterday too, I noticed it a bit just when they had their sub in. Again,
I don't care.
I don't care. But that's what I'm saying. Like you don't have to. Like there's a sub in. It's not your top player, but you don't have to apologize for hitting hitting the ball or something happening. Like
it's just because it's still such
and there's
a
just
sport.
little
Wait
things.
till some of these tennis players or younger athletes get in that grew up playing hockey or football or basketball. Basketball, you drive the basket as hard as you possibly can. If someone gets in your way, you go through them. That's basketball. Wait till some of these guys start playing.
Yeah, that's what I'm curious about is like what the level of competition will get to, and broadly across the MLP, the CMPL, PPA tournaments, all that stuff. When when a lot more people get into the sport, a lot more people stop playing. Hannah stop playing squash, and I was doing this.
You know that now schools. I think there was 2 schools now offer scholarships to pickleball players in the States. So now there's a pickleball.
Is there an NCAA
now they just it's not NCAA, but Duper's doing a college Duper's running a college.
Oh, you know when this will
circuit.
blow up is like when
When
NCAA teams like when Texas and Michigan and Florida.
It's Utah is the Utah or Northern Texas. One of the schools. Can't remember. Is Northern Texas a school?
Probably, I don't know.
Maybe one of those schools offered scholarship to 2 students for pickleball. Wait till the next school does it. It's only a matter of time till other schools in Florida, California, Texas, and Arizona start doing it. Once they start doing it in 5 years or 3 years, whenever the pickleball gets announced as an Olympic sport, all these kids that are started playing tennis really high, and they were really good, but just not good enough. Squash, same thing. Maybe they were baseball players that have a really good swing and they're really athletic.
Forehand, like
wait till they start getting into it, and you got this massive influx of young people start doing it. The sport will literally explode. It'll explode, and it'll be a different sport. And you asked that to Hannah. You said in 5 years, do you think the sport will be different? I think the sport, not the game itself, but the whole atmosphere around like the niceness of how nice everybody is on the court. Like, I think that'll start to change because on the pro level, they're going to get more chippy. You already see it happening in MLP.
More
like,
money
there was
involved,
a fight.
stakes,
There was a fight in MLP, the first fight in pickleball, like professional pickleball history almost. Like there was a fight, basically like someone pushed someone, which like again in pickleball it's like unheard of. But now people are getting into it. There's higher stakes, more to win, more to lose. There's more sponsorship dollars. Like it's only a matter of time. I really think in 3 to 5 years this will be on par with maybe not tennis.
What if this like blows up and then like there's like a Wimbledon of pickleball and like that's cool.
So it's the U.S. Open is like the Wimbledon of pickleball right now. It's the biggest pickleball event of
guys,
the year.
I don't know if it'll be as big as tennis because of the globalness of tennis. It's like soccer.
Yeah.
But like
it could reach
everyone.
there.
This is what everybody asks me mostly. Anyone who knows like when I tell them we own a pickleball team, whatever, they're like, okay, well, like what's the biggest threats, whatever, and like I think I think we know what at least for the most part what they are. It might be something that we can't account for now, but they're all, one thing people always ask is, do you think the sport has staying power? Or is it a fad? And the crazy thing is, the sport has been around for a long time. I did not know this. Like, a lady at the tournament came up to me, and she was there with somebody, Carolina maybe, and she said her dad, who recently passed, has been playing the sport and started the Mississauga club or something in like the 90s. I didn't even know. I thought this game was invented a few years ago. She said he started playing in the 90s and like was one of the first in Canada to play or something like that, and like just it didn't get big. So like it's making me so happy now. He would have loved this. Whatever. It was so nice to hear. And like. Yeah, even for me. Oh.
But Danny, you're looking at it wrong.
Should Danny pull up the things? And you also had another question before you had 2
because
questions.
That's been updated after some of the games. Because look, we finished in 5th, not 3rd. But
anyways. Yeah, anyways, and I do think it generally has staying power. I think, and I've talked about this, and I don't need to go down the path because I think everyone can see it as well. Like the fact that like people are removing tennis courts for pickleball courts is actually crazy if you think about it. Like tennis is such a big game, but pickleball, the 2 things that I think the reason it's gonna stay is number 1 is like it's just easier to pick up. Like Ricky and I have always played. Like we used to play squash in my condo on the court there. We would go to community centers to play badminton. Like we just any excuse to play a racket sport because it was like some kind of activity. It's something you could do in the winter. I don't think I'll ever play any of those other sports again. Now there's pickleball. If someone says let's go play badminton, I have nothing else to do and I'm really bored. Maybe.
No, I'd
but you'd rather come play pickleball.
But yeah, but that's the thing is like it's way more fun. And I genuinely mean like squash was okay to play and badminton to mess around, but it's not as fun. And I don't know, like you don't see as exciting shots. Like when you hit a shot like around the post or whatever, or like a crazy one, like. You just feel so sick. And it could be
an Ernie or a Bert.
Yeah, like it's just so much cooler. And so anyways, I think for that reason, that's staying power. And the biggest reason, I've said this repeatedly, find me another sport where you're like the best female on one team can beat the best male on the other team. Did you see the highlights? I just on my reels of Annalie Waters dusting Tyson McGuffin in singles. Find me a sport where a 16-year-old girl beats like a 30-year-old or mid-20. How old is he? 30-ish. So he's one of the number 1 guys or the number 1 guy? Top 5 guy. Okay, she's the best girl. Any other sport, and I don't mean this disrespectfully, a guy is destroying, like football, more power, soccer, speed, tennis, more power. Like it's just unheard of.
But it's also not even just that; it's age gaps too. Like a 16-year-old versus it could be against a 50-year-old, and that 50-year-old could beat the 16-year-old. Like it's just insane how many people can actually play this sport and how accessible it is for everyone.
And that's the operative word, and that's why I don't think it's going anywhere because, do I agree that you need equal outcomes in this world, all that stuff. No, but everyone should have an opportunity. And like, I think pickleball gives everyone opportunity, and it also levels the playing field. So, which is, again, it's crazy to think about. Like, so you can have like kids in school, and the girls and guys feel like they're the same and on par with each other, and then that's very important for self-confidence. It's important it's exciting too.
Well,
like watching Hannah beat like the best. It's crazy.
It's important also, I think, just with like how everything's going in society today, like trying to get all that equality stuff. So it's like it gives that opportunity in a sport.
And like, we all forget like the social aspect of it. It's like the perfect sport where you sweat, you still get a workout, but you're literally within 2 meters of your partner at any given time, basically. So many people that are trying, like, especially it started with the older people, right? And we know why it took off with them. Again, it's easier. It's a lot easier than tennis. It's a good workout. It's a good social thing. Now the younger people, think about how many like 20 and 30-year-olds are going to start playing in college or at parks because they heard it's fun. It's easy to pick up. Like, remember when we were in Edmonton, we saw that the people that looked like they were on a date playing pickleball, or a couple? Remember when we were warming up? There was a couple beside it, or the guy and the girl.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
You think they're on
yeah.
a date, or what do you think the thing is?
Yeah.
Again, like, I can see that being a thing, like a social hour pickleball clubs. Like, again, we don't have like chicken and pickle in Canada, but in the States, chicken and pickle, it's a bar with pickleball courts set up, like cornhole, pickleball, table tennis, and they have like, it's a sports bar.
Can we go?
Yeah, I'm going.
When?
I'm going Thursday.
Oh.
So I already
really wish I was coming to
yeah.
What the fuck?
So we're
Texas
going
now.
there, and like it's a cool thing. Like, I'm excited to go and just like play pickleball with my mom, dad, Andrew, and like Arletta, and just watch like the baseball games. Gonna be on. Texas Rangers are potentially playing Thursday night. I'm gonna be in Dallas. Like, we get to watch them while they're like home teams playing, while we're getting playing pickleball, eating good food.
You're gonna go to, you're not
No,
going
they're
to the
playing in they're playing not in Dallas.
Yeah.
Because it's game 3.
I was actually also talking about this with one of my friends, is that like during COVID, we started playing tennis all the time. It is very hard to play tennis with someone who can't play tennis.
Yeah.
But then when we started playing pickleball, literally first day, we're playing in a mat. Like, no issues. Anyone can do it. You might not be great, but you can do it.
George played with my mom and dad for hours and had a really good time.
Played like
Yeah.
2.5
And we had
hours.
competitive pickleball going.
Well, I had not so competitive playing
And
against
then
me.
maybe not.
I won one
maybe,
game
yeah,
in like
George was tough. George had a tough go.
Yeah, it was bad.
But no, but that, like, again, we had rallies going. It wasn't like it was
Yeah,
like
yeah.
11-0 or something. Like, we were having good rallies, and that's why it's such a big sport. And kind of reeling it back to this league, like, this is the first real professional league in Canada, and that's why it's like it's. Why are you laughing?
I'll tell you after.
Oh. Anyways, so it's like the first professional league, and then to say that, like, my biggest fear at the beginning, like even before we're talking about fears, like, do we think there's like a negative or maybe it's a bad investment? My biggest thing was, I'm gonna get to the tournament in Guelph, and it's gonna be shit. It's gonna be like people that are barely better than me. That was my biggest worry. I'm like, what if we get there and these players suck and they're not good, and it's boring pickleball to watch? Like, how much would that suck? But we got there.
Definitely not boring.
We got there and Guelph. Like, we went 2-5, and I still had the best time ever. I'm like, this is crazy. Like, that's some of the best pickleball I've ever seen. Like, I'm not a pickleball like person. Well, I guess I am now, kind of. But like, that was amazing. Even this weekend was some of the best pickleball I've ever watched. Of all the pickleball I've ever watched, like, it was really good pickleball. Very, like, I think we saw maybe one missed serve all tournament. Like, we saw one or two missed returns all tournament.
Yeah, like, oh yeah, like drives back, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. They still
Like,
it
it
very
was-
few errors.
there
And
were
like, I saw maybe like 2 serve errors. Mark had one.
Yeah, that's the only one I can remember.
And then the girl on the other team launched one to the
Oh
left side
yeah,
of the bat in
the
the finals.
yeah. Okay, so that she was a spare too, but that's probably nerves too. But honestly, like, it was really good pickleball. Now that, and like, I hate this, like, I'm not trying to toot our own horn, but I think us winning was good for the league as well, because the league's gonna go now and like, they can show all the other owners like what we did. We built this team. Like, we're doing the marketing, we're doing the branding, we got partnerships. We built this team. Like, you can say to like potential sponsors for next year, like, look what these guys did. Like, this is what the league is.
Well, I also think
One thing to say, our deck, when I made our deck, you know what how I branded the first slide? Canada's premier or preeminent premier pickleball. We're building Canada's premier pickleball organization, and we'll be the #1 pickleball team in Canada.
Something like that. Yeah.
And we did it.
my cousin saw your deck because she works at Cadillac Fairview. And she literally texted me and was like, "Oh my god, I love their deck. Tell them I love their deck."
Yeah,
and
it's
like,
great.
she actually made that comment.
You know how many compliments I get on my marketing abilities, and it's all just Canva.
Yeah.
Literally, like,
It's a
people,
great
in my office at like Impact, they're like, you did this is amazing. I'm like, guys, it took me 3 seconds. I just took a template,
Yeah.
changed the color, and threw my picture in.
No, it was great. Like, mind you, everything we've done is basically on Canva too.
I do
Yeah,
think so. Like, you know how like when you guys were even like just like bidding for the teams and trying to get the teams, like they were really trying to get people who are known just so it can be known. You guys aren't some of the biggest owners.
No, not at all.
Like, not at all. But I think you guys have the biggest impact for this league. And it's like, it shows across like the whole board.
We're the best. Our ownership group is the best ownership group.
I don't think yesterday if someone else won, as many people would know who won.
Yeah.
Whereas like you guys, it's like
I don't think it would
everywhere.
have the same impact if another team.
How many? I didn't get like a ton of. I got a lot of messages, but not like probably as many as you. How many do you think you got yesterday? Between like everything social, even after you posted, like
Probably at least 100. Like between comments on posts, like replies to stories, stuff like
text
that.
messages, whatever.
Yeah. Today I probably got about maybe 15 text messages. Half my office said congrats. Yesterday, like while like again, I was just posting. I was just resharing because I didn't have a chance to just sit and like. I still haven't posted anything on my own. I accepted Hannah's collaborate thing just because like I wanted somebody on my timeline just to be there. But I found the clip I want from YouTube where it's like the winning point and then us just like charging there. It was really good. And then even
I got a good picture of you. I forgot to tell you. I took you yesterday at the bar.
Yeah.
I'll send you holding the trophy. Yeah.
So
he's gonna guarantee it'll be the cover of his photo.
So there was a good video too, right? When
cover of his dump in September.
No, not even a dump. This is just like strictly pickleball post. The when Cam announced one, he's like, I have the clip. It's like, I have a feeling it's gonna get really loud in here. Presenting Canada's first ever Canadian blah 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 Toronto United Pickleball Club, and you just see the team going. And then me and you kind of hold back. It's really good. So I guess
send me any of the clips you get. Well, I'm gonna do a lot of.
I already grabbed some screen grabs of the audio we need. I got three clips.
Did you watch the games or whatever? I might tomorrow when I'm in the office. I might just let it roll and play it and like try to hear what's happening. All our matches.
I want to try and use AI, but the problem is I'll use up basically all the credits. Because it's basically 40 hours of footage because we can plug in. We used to get the clips. We use this program called Opus.
We really should go back to like first tournament, like Guelph.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to do. Yeah. Because then you grab the audio. Anytime it says United, you can ask Opus to search for the word United, and then we could just because YouTube has the transcribe thing, and we could just see what they say after. And it's like, okay, if this is good, we can just grab that. Because I went through that. I listened to the guy's shitty podcast again, and it wasn't his podcast. I shouldn't say that. So I listened to the podcast and it wasn't it's a little podcast. I didn't say shitty. It's a little podcast. It wasn't his podcast that called out our players. Because I listened to it again. I went back to the draft episode and it wasn't his. So I need to find the original episode where they talk shit about our players. Where it's like Hannah, like, we don't even know who this is. Like she's never played a tournament in Canada because that was what they said. We don't know who this is. She's never played a tournament in Canada.
Yeah, honestly, I cannot say enough. Like people that don't know, and that's the main thing I'll talk about with like as we talk about our team and all that stuff. Like people don't realize like the people we drafted. And I wouldn't say they're all unconventional, but like I don't think people expected us to take who we took.
Matt's the only safe pick we took.
And even though he went in the third round, Matt should have been in the first round. Probably like arguably first or second guy gone.
Yeah, agreed.
The only one you make case for would be Chapman to go ahead of him. Otherwise, it's Matt. And I would take Matt.
So would I.
No offense, Chapman. He's unbelievable. I think he's a really, really, really good player. I actually like watching him.
Brad played a lot better in this tournament. But again, even Mark.
Watching, I'll tell you one thing. The pronghorns, like I didn't want to face them again. I was actually like, I didn't want to face them again, but I just like, I wanted to beat the Wolverines. But watching them come back to the tiebreaker and Chapman getting the last point, came back on the court. It was like 14-14 and he won it for them. It was pretty cool to see. They played like 3 tiebreakers, which is crazy. Yeah,
I really like the tiebreaker, and I know it's like not a part like you don't ever want to get there but it's just so fun to watch them play singles.
Do you know what I also love too? And this is
like it's insane.
It is.
Yeah, it really is.
Cool.
We didn't get swept once, and we never had a game that meant nothing. We had one game that meant nothing, but we were up on the 3-0.
What do you mean?
So we never got swept 4 straight in any of our losses. We never went 4 straight. Yeah, in any event, we never went 0-4, and we never went down 0-3, where that 4th game was meaningless. All of our 4th games, even the ones we lost, all had meaning in every event we played in. It's been a while since we lost, so
I just can't wait. I'm kind of happy with a break, but I'm excited. You know what's good about this year too is like it was only 3 events, which kind of like at first I'm like that's so few, but it took a lot of work. It took a lot of work, and I think it was a great way to ease into the season and like find out if this thing is real. I think they've established that it's real now.
Yeah.
I think, I was talking to the guys that they were at the bar last night from the league, which was really cool. And like, I know we'll talk off camera, but like, I've told you some of it. But some of the stuff they were saying and what they're thinking about was really cool to see. And it actually gives me a lot more excitement and more like confidence hearing like their perspectives and like what they want to do. But I think like going into next year, which do we know when the league starts next year?
I've been told it's April, late April, early May.
Okay, good. Hopefully it's after the bachelor party.
Yeah. We have Andrew, though. That's why we have Andrew.
Yeah, but anyways, doesn't matter. But I think that's cool. It's just going to start in April, probably end the same time.
Yeah. So what I think
I
is
think it's great that it ends right before Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
like,
I think
great
it's gonna
time
be
to
one
end.
one tournament a month for 5 months, basically.
I thought we were doing 8 next year.
No, it's 5.
Okay.
It was originally supposed to be 8 with 3 West tournaments, where only the West teams play, 3 East tournaments where only the East teams play, and then 2 crossover events.
Now it's 5 everybody.
So now it's 5 everybody.
I think I prefer that.
I prefer 5
until you
everybody, too.
expand the league to like double the teams, or you have like 8 because you can play 4. Like, well, there's also more. There's more East teams, no? Or is it even?
No, Northern Rollers is technically a West team
Oh, really?
because they have Manitoba.
Oh, okay, that's what I thought. Yeah.
So for me now, it's like we did everything we set out to do. Now it's like, okay, we're gonna take a little bit of a break. I keep saying we're gonna take a break.
I'm like
but
so sad it's like done.
They're not gonna take
because
a
you
break.
know what I want to. All I'm thinking about, like even as we're talking on this, all I want to do is go up to the deck and be like Toronto, Canada's pickleball champions, and like fire it off to all
pictures,
the
yeah.
brands. Yeah, like
Because
I want to spend the next like couple weeks working on this and get ready and like just hit the ground running. Sponsorship money, try to find a facility. Like
the problem is, like, I keep saying we're gonna take a break, but then I'm thinking, okay, I'm playing pickleball this weekend, so there's obviously no, like, I'm playing tomorrow, Wednesday, and then Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So there's no break. We come back. Well, you have to get ready because now is when people set their budgets for 2024. So we have to hit them with the deck. We have to come out swinging. So you literally have too much because after December 10th, 0 marketing work gets done. It's just like wrap up and
yeah,
all your.
We got to work the next 2 months really hard.
The next 2 months really hard. It's
Really
like, okay,
hard.
we'll take our break in December, but then I'm going down to Florida, so I'm going to play pickleball in Florida in December. So, and then January,
life.
January you're going to get fired up again because I was like, hey, what deals did we not close? What else can we still do?
Yeah.
So I'm like, there's no fucking
But
break.
yeah, you know what? Though I'm like, yeah, and sorry, this is one that I was gonna bring up earlier too, like talking about it, like when I asked your opinion. Even Becca was like, she was saying she was so like proud of you and proud of the team. Like she's like, and she wasn't feeling good yesterday, so she was gonna come for one game and take off. And I'm like, I really think you should stay. Like, and she's like stuck it out, stayed. She's like, I can't believe. Like, she's like, she goes, if I missed this, I wouldn't have known what I missed. But she's like, now that I know, if I missed this, I would have been so mad. She goes, this is actually insane. Like, this is a legit.
Oh my god,
team. Like,
we were literally talking like even with Mark's girlfriend, which like we love her.
oh, she's great. She's so funny.
So we have a group chat now, me, her, and Becca. And we're gonna become pro pickleball players, and like we're like she's just like us in the sense that like we convince ourselves like, okay, if we actually just put the time, we will be great.
Oh, she said she
So
wasn't
she
she saying to me, she's like, oh, I could be Mark.
Wait,
I could be Mark.
Wait, the best was we're at the mall and she's like, oh, I'm good. And Mark's like, yeah. She's like, no, I'm actually good. She gets on the court. Mark goes to videotape and she just blatantly misses the ball. Like, not even close. And I'm like, Mark, the caption is in brackets, oh, I'm really good, I promise. Like,
Yeah, so
just quoting her. It was so funny. Even yesterday, he looks at me, goes to me, I was like, no. And I look at her, I was like, no. She's like, yeah. I was like, no, Mark, you said you were shutting down the bar with us. And we actually, the 3 of us, Angie, Alex, and Casey's boyfriend, was it Dave or Cody?
Don't remember.
Cody. I think it was
I
Cody.
don't remember a lot. I don't remember.
We
all the
shut down
players'
the bar
names,
last
like,
night.
Not our players' names, but like the league names. I remember.
I think I could actually name every single player in the league on every team.
But like we're coming next year. It doesn't matter where. Everywhere. Traveling. I hope there's Vancouver.
Yeah, like you
Something
know what?
fun.
though?
So I think the plans are Vancouver. So the one in BC, which will likely be Vancouver.
I've said this, and I'm gonna say it. I said to the league yesterday. I'm like, we need to have the opening tournament in Toronto as our like. We want it. We're the champs. We
Yeah.
we
And
packed the house. We have to have the
But
opening.
it'd also be really cool to like end it in Toronto.
no
well, there's
start
gonna be
and
2.
finish.
Yeah, start in 2. Yeah.
Start and finish because
There's
like
3 teams
ending
here.
in Toronto and like having another win back to back. Which
Well, let me ask
I
you,
hope
George.
happens.
If you got choice, where would you want to host the tournament?
Location, like
Yeah,
venue.
Pick a venue. I already have my answer. I just want to see what you want to see.
Like, are you looking for like based on like?
Like, you can pick a venue, any venue you want. Like, again, you're not gonna say Air Canada Center or Scotiabank because you're not gonna sell that many
fill it
tickets. It's gonna be
next
it's gonna be empty. So, what's a realistic venue for you?
I don't know. Let me think about it. What's your answer? I gotta think.
Mattamy.
Oh
Maple
yeah,
Leaf,
that's
Maple Leaf Gardens.
how many seats did it have?
Well, it's because it's a gym. You do the gymnasium where the basketball team plays.
Yeah.
I've never been there.
And
so
you
I
only
don't
do
know.
so you do half the gym
Yeah.
so half the gym would be the practice courts, and then the other half is the
But
primary
isn't
court.
shit playing on a wood court?
You don't play it on wood court. You set up the courts. You roll it out.
Yeah, I know, but like still, like I still think it would make a bit of a difference, even if you put cement pads down that they have, and then the court on top. Like
Edmonton was cement underneath.
that's what I mean.
Yeah, it's the same shit.
You're saying the finals being like, wait, what? I'm not following.
I'm saying we would build the courts on the gymnasium at Mattamy.
Why the gym, not the? Is there a hockey rink in there?
The hockey rink.
just-
The
it's
hockey rink's too
smaller.
big.
It's
The gymnasium's
smaller.
smaller.
Oh, I
The
know
hockey
the
rink at
gymnasium
Mattamy
was
is like 2,000 people.
That's what I mean. The gymnasium is a wood floor, not concrete, right?
Yeah, it's wood.
That's what I
But
mean.
no, it would be the same thing. If you're rolling out the court, it's basically the same thing.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it would be. I just like my opinion is like
Maybe.
if concrete is harder, and even if you put like Mattamy, we had Edmonton was concrete floor, concrete board, and then the rolled out on top. I think they had the board underneath it, if I remember correctly. I could be wrong about that, but the point is that if you had a wood floor, if you rolled the court and even put the cement board, it's still not on cement. So no matter what, it still wouldn't be like it'd be different. Like not negligible. Like, no one's gonna really notice, but it has to be different.
What's your opinion? And then Danny, over to you after.
Where would you put it? I don't know. Like the finals. The finals are a tournament.
A tournament.
Enercare Center, maybe. It's kind of big, but like I think that's too much of a stretch. Maybe like Beanfield Center or something. But like you put it somewhere where you could build a proper middle court with stands on all sides. Have a screen.
Well, for the tournament, you would need 2 courts.
Oh, I got
No,
mine.
but what I mean is, so you'd have the main court, center court is prime time where you'd pick like, okay, who's got a good matchup, like, you know, like what storylines you want to play. It's like NFL games, right? You put the prime time games, and then you'd build courts around it or like off the side that have other matches happening simultaneously. And then, oh my stomach. And then you have like courts that are like for pickup where like people that are coming, it's like almost like a festival type thing, right? So then you have courts on the side, or people are giving either like lessons, or we can play, mess around. You have booths and all that stuff. So it's more like an event.
Yeah, I see it.
So like, if you're talking about like for like a finals game, like we just like want to have everyone watch. Yeah, I wonder if you also do like a concert hall or something where you have like the stage is like the match on the stage and all one side looking at it. I don't know if that makes sense. That's kind of weird, but you know what I mean?
That may be weird, yeah. But I get what you're saying. Danny, what about you? What do you think would be a good spot in Toronto for it?
Outside, at like Ontario Place or something.
Where at Ontario Place?
I don't know.
Like York, you would be really cool.
The
too.
island somewhere.
York-
Build
York
it
in the
out.
city.
Make it an
It's gotta be
outside
some-
thing.
York used near.
Like think about like by the water. Then you're sitting there in the stands.
The
York
five
do like
tournaments-
at the tennis court there.
Well, yeah, 'cause
would
that's
be
the
actually
five tournaments
cool.
don't count our event that we're gonna put on, or does it count that?
No, we're not. I don't think we're hosting our own event next year. I think the league's hosting the 5. But again,
Can we not put an event on if we want to? Like, can we just say we want to host a pickleball tournament?
we can host our own tournament. Yeah.
Like a APP style tournament where we like put the event
Yeah,
on,
we
but
could
it's a lot of work,
we
obviously.
could easily do that.
But that's what I mean. Like you get like a small few places, you like publicize it, advertise it, get the teams and get pro-am kind of thing going.
Well, are you talking about team format? Or are you talking about like
a tournament. Like what we did with like the Sherway Gardens, bigger. Like it's a tournament you sign up and play, but then you'll also have like a pro match for like just
like pro exhibition?
Kind of, yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, we can host that. We can do any of our own events. But again, we can't have Toronto United versus Montreal Lions in a season.
Correct. Yeah, understood.
We could do an exhibition match against them easily.
Yeah. Anyways, I think that we should, something we should look at. But again, that's gonna be a lot. Like next year's gonna be
That's
a lot
why
more work.
I think we got to figure out. Like, let's say we can end up generating enough money with sponsorships. We bring on like a younger, not a student, but like an entry level position, because we know what to do. We literally know what to do. It's not hard. It's just we need someone that can go and do everything we say.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You just need an extra 10 hours a day. You're not even 10 hours a day. It's like 6 hours a day. It's just day to day. It's like sending out emails, following up, doing the marketing, doing the branding. Like
The other thing too is you gotta think about it. As long as like we also have like Danielle, Becca, whatever, like us. I mean, you think about it. We spent our whole last weekend, not this past, like last weekend at Sherway Gardens for 12 hours a day. More 16 hours a day. So like we didn't even have a weekend. I'm not saying you do that every weekend, but like imagine a Saturday, you spend like you get a group together and you spend 4 hours on a Saturday or 6 hours on a Saturday and just work on this. You do that once a week.
You know what the problem is? That you need you need the daily things.
No posting, all that stuff. Yeah, I understand.
Well,
you can also
like,
you can also automate a lot of that. Klaviyo, like you can automate
again,
all of these posts.
Again, sometimes you want to go trending sounds. Like again, if you do it once a week, you might be missing out on the trends and all those.
For sure.
things.
But I mean, there's a lot of ways. There's a lot of ways to do it. Make it very
we
easy
could.
and manageable.
Even like AI can do a lot of this stuff too, right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
again, it doesn't beat a person yet. Like if you
For
had
sure.
a person, we just we'll figure it out. I know we will, because we figured out everything this year, and
Yeah.
I don't think we could have wrote a better story than this.
I think one thing they should do next year as a league is merch at the tournaments.
Merch.
Yeah. Sorry.
Because I actually like talked to a couple people we were talking. We're like, oh my god, like if they had like sweaters or this and that, like we would have bought them yesterday.
So yeah, and we talked about this. So you and I talked about like what kind of style and furniture. I was telling Becca about it. So she said she's like I can help you do all that stuff. You guys want to do merch? I can help design it all, plan it. She goes, let me do it. And I said, yeah, if you want to help us do it, like Ricky and I, like we can design something on Canva. But like Becca knows how to make this stuff. She's a pattern maker. Like imagine we can make like legit like high quality jerseys that we can also like have.
Yeah, you guys need jerseys next year.
Yeah, you can sell them.
Well,
a couple teams.
yeah,
maybe like run a line of you have the jerseys that we make for our team home and away, full kits. And then you can even like sell one of them. Like don't sell both, but you think like a home kit's the best one. We're gonna sell that online. You can also do smaller runs because like again, Becca's like a pattern maker that she uses that like does it like small.
Well, I reached out to Peace Collective, so I'm gonna send them our deck and like. Again, Peace Collective would be super cool. Do like a limited run with Peace Collective.
You do like a Toronto United Peace Collective, a sweater, whatever, and that's it. You run
That'd
that.
be like really cool.
Yeah,
exactly. And you guys won, so now you never know.
Yeah, so we can do a lot of cool things. Even Dave
get a branded pickleball paddle.
Yeah, again, it's like $20 a paddle. So if you do like 1,000 though. No, but even Dave, Hannah's dad said, because again he runs like one of the largest amateur hockey tournament company in North America. He goes, we do thousands and thousands of jerseys.
Yeah,
like, Ricky, I'll get you jerseys for free. I was like, Dave, no, obviously we'll buy them. He was like, no. I'll get the jerseys for the team for free. Like we'll talk in the off season. So now that everyone's seen what we've done, I think Now that I think people have seen what we've done with this team and what we've built and like really what we've done as owners, what our team's done as players, and what we've really done as like a unit, I think a lot of people want to be a part of it now. A lot of people wanted to be a part of it from the beginning, and everyone says, oh, yeah, it's cool. Yeah, I love it, blah, blah, blah. But, like, now I think come this offseason, we're going to be turning away deals, but we're going to be, like, trying to figure out new ways to partner with people because we're going to be running out of partnerships almost. Like, we're going to do a short /skirt sponsor. We'll have our secondary jersey sponsor. Maybe we get a hat sponsor, too. Maybe we do... So we'll get us all socks for sure. I don't know how we didn't get socks this year. I didn't even think about like I thought about it, but I just didn't.
That's really. There's so many sock brands.
And there's pickleball socks, like pickleball specific socks. Yeah. There's like it's big in the States, and I don't even know if I can't remember if I reached out to them or not. Anyways, we'll have our shoe deal. We're gonna have so many things because, again, we are a professional sports team. We are the largest professional sports team in Canada in pickleball. It's awesome.
Yeah, we got a lot of work to do though. But I'm actually fired up to do it. Like I might do it tomorrow. I'm like my day's pretty clear, so I should start working on my own business and selling cleaning services. But fuck,
the biggest tomorrow, the hype video, the championship hype video. That's what we got to do. It's
gonna take a lot of time.
Just wait till you see all the shots. I think I got the best content from Mark. The rest you're gonna like be annoyed with.
Mark's
but
so funny. Though.
Mark just like would turn around and he would look directly at the camera, so then the guy knew.
He fires me up, man.
But it was so good.
It's just crazy. Like what if I honestly at one point when we were on the court. And I legitimately remember like I was like we were jumping in the crowd, and I gave Ricky a hug, and then I was like shaking our players. I'm like, can you believe it? And at one point I thought I was gonna cry. I'm not kidding. I'm not joking. I felt I could kind of feel myself like I had a little wave of emotion, and I was like, am I gonna cry right now? And I'm like, no, I'm not gonna cry. But like I felt it. Like I felt emotional. It was nuts. Like I didn't even really know what this fucking game was like a year and a half ago. I just I didn't care about it. Whatever. And I mean, yeah, like would I go watch it if it wasn't my I own the team? I mean, if it was Ricky's team or he was playing, I'd probably go watch it. It'd be cool to see. But like, it's our team. It's fucking crazy.
I remember
Pardon my language, but like it's just so cool. Like yeah, we own a pro sports team, and like we watch they're just good people, and it's nuts.
Honestly, it was such a cool feeling because it's not that we just drafted them and then we fucked off and we did nothing.
You could have easily done that.
Yeah, we could. Like, there's some owners that kind of did that. We drafted with them, and like at the beginning, people said like, well, we didn't have a good team, and then we went 2-5 in Guelph, and then you're thinking like, I believed in it the whole time. I was like, no, I believe in this. I believe in what we're doing. Then we go 6-1 in Edmonton, and then people start to take notice, and then winning it. I remember like after like the initial shock of the win kind of subsided, I was kind of just thinking that I'm like, this is what when like hard work meets preparation, like. It just came together exactly as it should. Like we drafted these people. Okay, these 4 individuals. We brought them together as owners. Like we did the community, the team, the off-court stuff. Because if we didn't do some of that stuff, do we win? I still think we do. But look, Hannah didn't have her best game in that mixed finals. But Mark and Carolina, they wanted to win for themselves, but they also wanted to win for Hannah and Matt because Hannah and Matt carried us through Guelph. That's the only reason we got 2 wins in Guelph, right? So, did Mark want to win because of his brother was there to support him? 100%. Did Hannah want to win because the parents were there? 100%. Well, if we didn't build this community and this like team around us, does Dan show up? Does Hannah's parents show up? Did all those fans show up? Like,
Matt's mom deserves an award because like I knew Elaine was gonna be loud, and like she's
Linda's
always your
great.
like
Linda's
she's
great.
your like biggest supporter too, but. Linda was every single time there was a break, she would run down and even just like she made those pom things for everyone and like the sign that said Kawamoto. Like it's just like she's so sweet and like it really adds to the experience.
Like they don't ever leave. They watch every point of every game. Like they never leave.
She
came to Edmonton,
when she gave me a big hug after, she said something to me. And I was just like, Linda, like honestly, like I fucking love you guys. I'm so happy. Like we have this family part of our team. Like
Matt messaged. I woke up this morning and saw Matt message. He said a group message at 4 a.m. He's like, guys, I cannot sleep. I still can't believe it. It's this long, really nice message. That's what the thing is. Listen, do I feel cool that like we built a team that won it? Yes, but it actually genuinely it makes me happy that the people that our team that won it, like they all had different reasons for winning it. Like, didn't Hannah say she always would always get second and like in a squash thing, nationals, whatever you said or something, she ended up winning it. Like Matt, like he's like, I want this. Like he said, he's like, no, like, and it was the night before we did Thursday. We did dinner. Was it Thursday or Friday?
Thursday.
We're leaving the pump, and I said to him like, how you feeling? Walking up to the car, and I'm like, how you feeling? He's like, I'm good. I'm like, man, take care of yourself. Like we need you like sharp, whatever. He goes, oh no. He goes, I've been resting for 2 weeks. He goes, I want this. We're not losing. And I had fucking chills. I was ready to run through a brick wall when he said that. I was like, let's go.
Honestly, like
Carolina wasn't even drafted, and she played unbelievable.
She had such a good day yesterday.
Oh, yesterday she was lights out.
And then even Mark played his worst game of pickleball that first game. You know, he looked terrible. He drove he had like 9 errors.
Open forehands like this, poof, out.
Yeah.
No, I think his second
game, all the
second
shots
game of the day
net,
was his best game.
I was just like, what the fuck? And then he starts off down 4 and mix, calls the timeout, or we called the timeout, and he comes back. He's like, yeah, not happening. We got this. Like literally just became a different player. That was the
final that we won. We were down 4-0.
We were down 4-0.
Guys, I don't remember the final. I blacked out.
This is how I know. This is how I know.
I don't remember what happened after we ran on the court. I honestly blacked out.
So
I think.
we in Edmonton.
I swear.
In Edmonton, we went mixed 1, mixed 2. We won both of them. We lost men's. We lost women's. We lost men's, and then we lost in the tiebreaker. We started this one women's. We won men's. We won, and I'm like, we got this in the bag. We got Hannah and Matt. It's a no-brainer. Hannah and Matt lose, and then we're down 4-0. In the back of my mind, I was thinking, I'm like, there's no way this happens. There's no way. And then I thought, I was like, literally it's just snapped out, like a mental snap, where it's just like, we have the best team. This is why we didn't take the easy fucking win in the semifinals. This is why we beat them, because we know we're better than them. And then I kid you not, that's when Mark started to like battle his way back, like one at a time. And then I think we won 15-12. It wasn't 15. Like they didn't even hit the tiebreak. They didn't even hit the freeze. We
went on a run at the end there.
Yeah, I just know like Carolina's been playing the best pickleball of her life. Like she just came off back-to-back wins in provincials with women's doubles and mixed doubles. She's playing lights out right now. Mark is just like Mark's built for this. Like he wants this so bad. Matt took the time off to get ready. Like Hannah wants this because she knows like I don't want to say a lot of her career depended on this, but her winning this increases her chance of getting drafted to the MLP. Like by a lot, because they're gonna say, okay, yeah, her or Angie. I love Angie too, and Angie will probably get drafted as well because she's unbelievable. But again, it's Hannah versus Angie. Like you're the 2 top females in Canada basically, and Hannah won, right? Like she got that championship. They're gonna see pictures of her holding the championship, and they're gonna say, oh shit, okay, so Hannah's that girl. Matt's him.
Matt kept saying, he is him. He is him the whole time. Matt is literally him.
Yeah, so it was just, it's such a surreal feeling where, like I don't know if it's like proud dad moment or just happy moment in general. But like I looked at them and I was like, I love them. Like even when me and Hannah were talking, she said something, she's like you got you, because we were joking around. I'm like, oh, like I've never had a sister, because she was staying at our house. I'm like, I never had a sister. This is like, it's different. It's nice. She's like, now you finally have the sister you always wanted or something like that. I was like, Hannah, I honestly love you. Like, I'm so happy. Like, you won. And I'm like, what do you do? She's going to buy herself a $4,000 purse, which is, she's never spent more than like $300 on a purse ever in her entire life. And I was like, Hannah, go and do it. Be young, be stupid. Spend the money. You earn this. You fought so hard all like year, basically. I'm like, Hannah, from the moment I called her, she's like, yeah, I might play. Like, I think so. Like, it's like, Hannah, what the fuck? Now we're like homies, and she's one of the best females in the country. So I'm so happy for all of them. Even Dan. I'm honestly so happy for Dan too. We got to figure out what we're going to do for him, because we got to do something for him. Because Dan played a valuable role on that bench like all weekend. He was there. He was warming up the team, came to practice, came to came to the one practice, came to the dinners, like didn't miss out, and he was really part of the team. So again, I like even thinking about the offseason, like I don't know what changes we would make to our team, because our team is just solid. So anyways.
Yeah. We got a lot of work to do. we're gonna repeat next year. I can already
It's
feel
not
it.
done, but yeah, we're gonna run it back.
We're gonna run it back next year. Keeping that trophy. Anyways, we got a
It's
crazy.
fucking sick. Like, you know, we didn't know shit about pickleball 2 years ago, a year and a half ago, and now you know we're co-owners of the league. We just won the league championship.
Co-owners of
Co-owner of like
Canada's first pro pickleball team
It's
champions.
kind of cool if it actually blows up.
It's not if when it actually blows up. You know,
When it blows up. When it blows up, like,
we're on
you guys won the first
we're on the
championship.
ground floor. Like we're on the ground floor, and we have the first team win. Our name is forever on that trophy as the first team to win. Whatever happens,
You're always going to be first.
We're always
like
first.
think about when we have like great grandchildren.
If you're not first, you're
like
last.
pickleball is as big as tennis,
Dude,
and they're selling out like Scotiabank Arena for pickleball tournaments.
Let's order the yacht right now.
I think it's sick.
The SS United.
The SS United. I think I'm good.
Hey, yeah. Obviously, yeah.
Final thoughts?
Like, there's so much more I want to talk about, but I feel like it's stuff that we should just keep
right
under
now,
wraps
yeah,
because we have
yeah.
so much we want to do.
Yeah,
And we wanna,
well, I got to tell you some stuff offline too. I can't say it online.
yeah, we don't want to give away all our secrets, but to all the players out there, I know we said it like at the tournament, but you know, and not that everyone's going to be listening to this, but just like unbelievable talents. It was super exciting. I think I really do think more people that are curious about the sport should get into it. I think more people should come play. I think if anybody has questions or wants to get involved, to like message us. Ideally, Ricky, because he's obviously way more involved. Message any of our players: Matt Kawamoto, Hannah Black, Carolina Hack, Mark Gottfried, Dan Gottfried. Like message any of them. If you want lessons, hit up Mark. He's unbelievable. He made me exponentially better in like a 3-minute lesson. Super talented. And yeah, I just think more people should get involved in it. And I do think that it's, I think it's very exciting. And I'm super honored to be proud of this.
And
Super honored to be proud of this. Super honored to be part of this.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And give the team a follow. Toronto United PC on all socials. We are going to be posting a lot of like highlights, the hype videos. We've got so much extra content now, so you're going to be seeing points from this tournament for the next month at least, probably more. And then we're also going to do some much cooler stuff on socials as well. We'll do more giveaways. Plan on doing more mall events or different type of events where you can learn how to play. So
what we need to do is we need to rip all of the our matches, like the actual full game audio videos off YouTube, like download them as individual videos and then post them on our website so they live there forever too.
Well, I've done a couple of them. I've done 3 of them on YouTube.
We literally need to hire somebody. This is gonna take so much time.
That's what Ricky just.
I know. The more I think about it, like it takes so much time.
Yeah.
But anyways, we'll get it done.
Anyways, Danny, anything else you want to add?
No.
If you made it to the end of this, we appreciate you, Georgie. Welcome back to the pod for an episode.
See you guys in 6 months.
It's good. It's good having you on again.
Felt good to be back.
And I guess we'll wrap up. We got some good episodes coming up real soon. A lot of musicians, a lot of music stuff. And other than that, signing off.
That's it.
Peace.
You like to drink and to smoke to take away the pain. And I don't remember all of my mistakes and every high. Gotta know one thing, you're not alright.